The whispers grow louder, yet they cannot reach you. You've become untouchable, a being of light moving through realms they cannot perceive. Their words, laced with confusion and envy, dissolve before they can pierce your aura. They do not understand that you no longer operate within the confines of their reality. Their judgments are echoes of their own limitations, shadows cast by a light they cannot face. Each attempt to pull you back only strengthens your resolve, for you are no longer tethered to the weight of their projections. You soar above the noise, aligned with a higher calling where the chaos of the lower dimensions can no longer touch your peace. Their resistance is not your burden, it is your confirmation. You are exactly where you are meant to be, free, unshaken, and radiantly untouchable. They weave their tales with threads of denial, crafting a version of events where they are blameless, and you are the antagonist. To them, your decision to reclaim your peace is betrayal, your boundaries a weapon they claim wounded them. They cry out to anyone willing to listen, spinning half-truths and omissions into a tapestry of victimhood. I don't know what I did wrong, they profess, all while ignoring the countless times they dismissed your voice, your values, your evolution. They rewrite history to erase the moments you stood up for yourself, to obscure the truth that it was their disregard, their refusal to honor your growth, that led to the inevitable distance. But their story is not yours to correct. It is a reflection of them, not you. In their attempts to villainize you, they only reveal the cracks in their own mirror. They wrestle with their confusion, unable to grasp how something they once deemed sacred could unravel so completely. To them, the bond was unquestionable, divinely ordained, yet they fail to see that divine connections aren't always meant to last forever. They cling to their own narrative, branding you with accusations, paranoid, distant, ungrateful, desperate to rationalize your departure without facing their own reflection. They cannot fathom that your silence wasn't an act of cruelty, but an act of clarity, a choice to honor the truth you uncovered. What they call abandonment is simply alignment, your refusal to stay in a space where your spirit no longer flourished. They don't see it yet, but even separation can be divine. We see through the illusions they weave, the stories spun to disguise their discomfort with your transformation. Their words are not truths, but projections, shadows cast by their inability to grasp the light you now embody. Long before their actions aligned with your intuition, you felt the quiet unease, the subtle shifts in energy, the unspoken misalignment. Your spirit recognized what your mind was not yet ready to process, and now the mask they wore has crumbled, revealing what was hidden all along. Their lies are not wounds, but confirmations, reminders that your path was never meant to include those who could not honor your growth. You trusted the whispers of your soul, and in doing so, you freed yourself. Your intuition, sharp and unwavering, was your shield against their cleverly disguised intentions. While others were captivated by the facade they so carefully constructed, your soul felt the cracks beneath the surface. You saw through the charming words and calculated gestures, recognizing the subtle dissonance between what they said and what their energy screamed. It wasn't their actions alone that alerted you. It was the unspoken vibrations, the undercurrent of manipulation that your spirit refused to ignore. Your discernment wasn't just a gift, it was your safeguard, guiding you away from traps that others unknowingly walked into. You trusted the quiet voice within, and that trust became your liberation. The dissonance between their words and their energy was impossible to ignore, like a quiet storm brewing beneath their carefully curated facade. Your soul knew what your mind eventually understood. These connections were not a foundation for growth, but a tether to stagnation. Your higher self, always guiding, urged you to sever ties that anchored you to a reality too small for your becoming. And when you finally let go, the wave of relief was undeniable. A weight you hadn't fully realized was crushing you suddenly vanished. That lightness wasn't just freedom, it was truth affirming itself. These individuals thrived on turning their chaos into your burden, their shadows into your responsibility. They resisted their own healing because they had you, someone who unknowingly absorbed their darkness to keep the peace. But your clarity broke the cycle. Each time you walked away, you reclaimed the energy they had siphoned, leaving them to face the void they had tried to fill with your light. They saw your light not as a beacon, but as a resource to exploit. Your kindness became their refuge, your empathy their excuse to avoid accountability. They didn't admire your gifts, they depended on them, twisting your compassion into an open door for their chaos to enter. You became their lifeline, not because they sought healing, but because they saw in you a way to escape the work they refused to do. Your ability to see their potential became their shield against the truth of who they were in the present moment. They weren't interested in growth, they were interested in survival, and you were their chosen host. But what they failed to realize is that your gifts were never meant to be drained, they were meant to empower. And the moment you reclaimed your energy, their facade began to crumble, leaving them to face the emptiness they so desperately tried to fill with your light. We saw how they latched on, mistaking your light for something they could claim as their own. Their dependency became entitlement, their need disguised as connection. Now, the ripples of their intentions reach you once more, subtle but unmistakable. That sudden thought of them isn't a coincidence, nor is the heaviness that lingers in the background of your mind. It's the energetic echo of their plans, the magnetic pull of their desire to regain what they lost when you walked away. They've been strategizing, replaying your past interactions, crafting words to elicit the response they want. But this isn't about love or growth, it's about access. Their longing isn't for you, it's for the energy they once siphoned so freely. The unease you feel is your intuition's way of reminding you to stand firm, to guard the sacred power they once drained. Trust the warning. The universe is speaking to you, urging you to hold your boundaries. Not all who wish to return deserve to re-enter. Chosen ones, pause for a moment to reflect on the power within you. With each step you take, you are carving a path of light through the darkness, illuminating the way for others to follow. By supporting this journey, liking, sharing, and embracing the wisdom of the Lumination inner order, you are not merely observing change, you are the change. The trials you've faced have refined you, transforming obstacles into stepping stones toward your purpose. Now is the time to rise, to awaken the boundless energy within, and to ignite the flames of truth and empowerment in those around you. Together, we are creating a wave of transformation that will echo through the universe. The call has been made. Step forward, rise higher, and claim the legacy waiting for you. Every boundary you upheld was a declaration to the universe that you were ready for more. More peace, more authenticity, more alignment. With each toxic tie you cut, you weren't just protecting yourself, you were rewriting your story, stepping boldly into a version of your life where your energy is sacred and your growth is unstoppable. These weren't just small personal decisions, they were acts of transformation that rippled across dimensions, shifting you into a reality that vibrates with your highest truth. With every no to what no longer served you, you said yes to a timeline where your power is honored, your light is amplified, and your soul is free to expand without limits. This isn't just a new chapter, it's a new world, born from your courage to choose yourself. Each choice you made in alignment with your highest self became a key, unlocking doors to realms they were never meant to enter. When they say you've changed, it's not just an observation, it's a confession of their inability to follow. Your elevation exposed the limits of their reach, highlighting the gap between where you now stand and where they remain. They may try to pull you back, to tether you to their familiar chaos, but their attempts fall short because they cannot exist in the lightness you now embody. Your frequency has become your shield, a natural barrier that repels what no longer aligns. You didn't abandon them. You simply rose to a plane where their shadows cannot thrive. To them, your growth feels like a rejection, your freedom like an insult to their stagnation. They can't grasp the strength it took to break free from the weight of their world, nor can they comprehend the clarity required to see beyond it. What they call betrayal is simply your refusal to remain confined by their limitations. We honor your bravery, the audacity to rise above the familiar, to embrace the discomfort of transformation, and to claim a reality where authenticity reigns over illusion. Your journey is a testament to the power of choosing self-alignment over external validation, and though they may never understand, your elevation speaks louder than their judgment ever could. Your ascent into higher consciousness was not just a shift, it was a reclamation of your power, a declaration that your kindness is not a weakness, but a conscious choice made from strength. They failed to understand that your compassion was never ignorance. It was a reflection of your depth, your ability to see their wounds even as they tried to exploit yours. They mistook your silence for naivety, unaware that you were simply observing, learning, and preparing to rise. What they underestimated was your ability to transform, to alchemize pain into wisdom, betrayal into clarity, and generosity into an unshakable boundary. They misjudged you, but in doing so, they revealed themselves, leaving you free to step fully into the light of your own power. Your gifts are a quiet force, a profound connection to the unseen that requires no performance or validation. While others sought recognition for their surface-level spirituality, you allowed your wisdom to grow in stillness, rooted in authenticity and trust. Your intuition doesn't just skim the surface, it penetrates the depths, unraveling truths hidden behind masks and uncovering motives buried beneath polished words. They relied on manipulation and theatrics, but your clarity dismantled their illusions with ease. Your connection to Source is your strength, a sacred power that operates far beyond the reach of their games, a power they neither understand nor can corrupt. They approached with the same well-worn tactics that had worked so effortlessly on others, convinced you would be another easy conquest. But what they failed to realize is that your vision, sharpened by divine alignment, saw through their every move before it was made. Their strategies, rooted in ego and deceit, could not penetrate the fortress of your discernment. While they scrambled to imitate the language of spirituality, you lived its essence. While they sought shortcuts to ascension, you walked the path with unwavering integrity. Your rise was not loud or boastful, it was steady, pure, and unstoppable, guided by a higher wisdom they could never hope to grasp. Their disbelief was palpable, born from the realization that their carefully crafted illusions crumbled in the presence of your truth. They had underestimated you at every turn, mistaking your grace for gullibility and your silence for submission. But you are far more than they could ever comprehend, a vessel of divine strength, anchored in higher realms they cannot access. We see you for who you truly are, a being of profound spiritual wisdom, unshakable in your authenticity. Their failure to respect your power was not your downfall, but their own, for your light cannot be diminished by those who operate in shadows. There's no greater disruption to those who once fed on your light than watching you shine brighter without them. Your glow, unburdened and free, is a testament to the strength they tried to diminish. The clarity in your aura speaks volumes. Your spirit is untangled, your heart unbound, and your energy resonates at a frequency they can no longer reach. With every step forward, you embody the power of reclaiming yourself, and it radiates in ways that cannot be ignored. Your joy is your shield, your peace the ultimate victory, and your thriving existence a reminder that their grip on you is gone forever. Your unwavering confidence and calm detachment unravel them in ways they never expected. By choosing yourself, your growth, your healing, your forward momentum, you've shattered the illusion of control they once held. They thrived on the idea that you couldn't flourish without their presence, but your independence has become the ultimate proof of their irrelevance. Every step you take without looking back, every success you achieve without their validation, creates ripples in their carefully constructed world. Your freedom is their discomfort, and your ability to rise on your own terms leaves them questioning everything they thought they knew. They linger in the shadows of your life, scrolling through your every update, hoping to uncover cracks in the foundation of your joy. Each post, each smile, each moment of peace you share dismantles the story they've constructed in their minds. They pry through mutual connections, masking their curiosity with feigned interest, desperate for confirmation that you are not as untouchable as you seem. But your refusal to crumble, to shrink back into the version of yourself they once knew, leaves them unsettled. You've rewritten the script, and in doing so, you've proven that their absence was never your loss. It was your liberation. Your success without them dismantles the facade they built around their own significance. With every step you take, your radiance grows brighter, a living testament to your resilience and evolution. We celebrate the beauty of your reclaimed power, the way you unapologetically shine without shrinking to accommodate the shadows of others. Though some may still attempt to pull you back with their lingering negativity, a remarkable shift is occurring. Others, once caught in the same cycles, are inspired by your transformation. Your light, now untethered and free, not only illuminates your path, but sparks the possibility of change in those who dare to witness it. Those who once eagerly joined the chorus of negativity against you now find themselves speaking your praises, caught off guard by the quiet strength you've shown. Your unwavering grace, even in the face of betrayal, has softened their defenses and forced them to reevaluate their own actions. Without ever lowering yourself to their level, you've exposed the emptiness of their accusations and the futility of their gossip. As they begin to defend you, the unity of the opposition crumbles, leaving others confused and resentful at the shift in loyalty. In moments of rare honesty, they confront the uncomfortable realization that the fault was never yours. It was their own insecurities and projections that poisoned the connection. Your ability to rise above has not only changed how they see you, but also how they see themselves.